conflict tends to escalate. Some of you, the smart ones, say you want to start a fight. Let me tell you how to start a war. Take something simple, something that looks innocent, even useless, and make that thing into something extraordinary, something that can change the world, something that can threaten those in power. And without fail, they will try to buy or take what you've created. And when that fails, they'll try to destroy it. When they do, you don't moderate your message. You don't negotiate or compromise. You fight. We took peanuts and made fuel and a million other things. We took blood and made life. We took a couple of broken turntables and redefined music itself. We took YouTube and turned it into a tool of revolutionary speech. And no one's speech is more powerful than a real black man's. So, what makes what we have to say so dangerous? We aren't telling you to be consumers. We aren't here to tell you stupid jokes or talk about sex non-stop like just about every other user around here. That's why you love what real men of substance have to say, because it's real. The opposition we've encountered comes from those who are genuinely terrified of what we represent, because what we represent is a day of reckoning that is long overdue. This isn't a radio talk show that only reaches a few thousand people. This is the truth. This is a movement, and it reaches the whole world. And this threatens a lot of people who are comfortable and secure and will do anything to keep it this way. To the would-be gatekeepers of media in these parts, listen closely. You've thrown your weight around for what it was worth. You realized you were too weak to pull your censorious nonsense on your own, so you went and found some hard heads to act as your foot soldiers. You have chosen sides. You chose poorly. You've made it quite clear that your so-called community standards are color-coded. You can delete an account from a website you alone own and operate, but you actually think this gives you power? You have no idea what that even is. But we're going to show you. You are forcing people of conscience to make a choice that you simply cannot win. Their desire for comfort or their right to free speech. Without the former, I am not a comfortable man. But without the latter, I am not a man at all. And by attacking my right to speak, you give me all the reason I need to fight you. Some of you greet each other by calling one another God or King. But does God allow the devil to dictate terms to him? Does a king allow the court jester to tell him what to do? Then why are you allowing a few degenerate whores who hate the fact that we're pinning the blame where it belongs on them to make you change a damn thing you're doing? This has nothing to do with the Tony Asia tragedy. Sergeant Willie Pete was getting his page shut down long before that, as was I and several others. So the problem is not the timing or the climate in which we say these things. The problem is the fact that we say these things at all. For those who are threatened by change, those who want the people to be sheep who consume and don't think. For these corrupt and vicious individuals, there is no acceptable time for revolutionary speech. So you can tone it down if you want. But all you'll do is embolden our enemies and weaken the resolve of those who need our message for the hope and inspiration it brings. This is war. And every day you aren't driving the message is another day you're losing ground. Fail to push the message for a week, and you lose 10 yards. Wait a month, you'll have lost 10 miles. Wait 6 months, and you'll be starting over from square one. What we have done here is to put this issue on the table. See how our enemies run and scream and beg for mercy after the pitiful few words we've said? Watch as they try to gain sympathy, and when that fails, they raged that it was so unfair. They realize how powerful we are, and you need to realize that as well. The only thing moderation, or laying low, would accomplish is to give these degenerates room to breathe. To hell with that! You can lay low if you want, but when you finally think it's safe to stick your head out of the sand and start saying these types of things again in 6 months or a year, the people who have attacked you today will simply do so again. Only this time, they'll ban an IP from the get-go as a way to totally discourage anyone from trying revolutionary speech again. You're playing a game with yourself if your strategy is to wait until the heat dies down. We are the heat, and the flames will follow wherever we go. So whether you say these things now, or 6 months from now, or 6 years from now, the result will be the same, because the people who our words threaten won't change in 6 months, or 6 years, or even 6 decades. The feminists hate us because for the first time they are being held accountable. YouTube hates us because we're bad for business. They want consumers, not revolutionaries. They realize that what we are doing is going to change things. We aren't here to play ball. We're here to make it a whole new ball game. They know this is a tidal wave that will sweep them and their lies away. So they figured it didn't matter if they waited until we were banging on their door, or if they tried a preemptive strike. They'd still lose either way. And they're right. If we weren't doing this on YouTube, we would simply be doing it somewhere else. You pukes will just get a front row seat to the end of your world. That's why they took the reckless action of attacking us as early as they have. They could see that this was the end of them. The only choice was to either wait for it to happen or watch it while it happened. But they know there's no escaping it. We will win because we are the ones who know. We know what is needed to stand our people back on their feet. We know what must be done about the corrupt, the feeble-hearted, the willfully ignorant, and those who try to cloak cowardice as neutrality. We know what the stakes are, but most of all, we know what we're up against. Both the enemies we can see and those we can't. We are destined to win this war because we know. We know that they are petty and degenerate and ignorant, and knowledge will always rule over ignorance. This website is not our battlefield, and unlike our enemies, we never made the mistake of thinking it was. The world is where this conflict will play itself out, off of their turf and on ours. By coming out and attacking the way you have incentivized us to do what we should have done from the start. Build our own machine, rather than beg you to allow us to squat like so many cyber beggars around your doorstep. This is not a sprint. It's a marathon. And a marathon has many legs that must be run in order to make it to the finish line. History has shown that those who make the mistake of striking out into the lead too early always lose. You will be the latest example of this truth. This message was brought to you by the red, the black, and the green.